Just setting up, guys. Won't be a minute. Oh, it's beautiful here. The sun is shining. Apparently it was snowing. Dear me. Just getting water. Thought I'd just put a little thing on there so you can see what we need today, because thought I'd do some more mat making. It was very popular the other day, very popular. And yeah, rightly so. However, not I made it that way, but it's a really good exercise, and it leads to so much confidence and things. So I'm just going to use an array of objects and things to use, which is taking me a little bit longer than I thought, but never mind. And you can sort of go from there. I was not watching, that's a bad thing to say. I was looking at Glynis's work. Very interesting to see that, because she took it one step further and gone into sort of reproducing it. Absolutely amazing when you take an image and you abstract it and abstract it and abstract it. You're taking it out of its first context and putting it into another one and another one, and you get a repetitive pattern, a bit like the old kaleidoscope, and you get this amazing, wonderful sort of just pattern forming and shape forming. And I'm going to let you into some secrets this morning. I should be. I let you do that front because I want to do it. I really want to do this. So I want to sort of try and inspire you to get your other gear out. And it's not about money. You need money to live, but you only need enough money to live. You don't need enough money to, at the risk of anybody else. You just need enough money to live and be happy. Not sure with it. Oh, I could do that trick tomorrow. It's not a trick, but it is a really good way of mark making and extracting and subtracting. So yeah, got some exciting things to do. Are we nearly ready? How are we doing? Oh, blooming heck, we've got lots in today. Great stuff. So you need paper, copy paper if you've got it, card, some card. When I say card, I mean like watercolour papers and stuff, something that you could take your paints on. You need pens, whichever you choose, drawing pens, writing pens, brushes, whatever you choose. Masking tape's important if you've got it. If not, sellotape will do. It will react differently. Double-sided tape's okay, but that will react differently. But if you haven't got masking tape, then I will show you another way of using this stuff, which is even, you can do whatever you want. The jobs. And if you haven't got double-sided, no, you need double-sided tape for that. So I'll just explain stuff to you, and then we can get on with it. You might need go with copy paper, because then you're not ripping anybody else's off. Oh, look at that. Oh. Right, okay, let's get. I need to go to the loo, but I can't be bothered. Anyway, how are we diddling? How's everybody doing? It's a lovely day here in the south of France. No, I'm only joking, I'm not in the south of France. It's a lovely day here. And I still haven't got stuff to draw on. I'm like, oh, never mind. I'll get some now. Yeah, and it's forecast snow. And oh, I want to show you some little beauties I got. Oh, I'll send you the link if you want. I'm absolutely over the moon with it. So I'll show you what I got. I won't be using them all today, obviously. Good afternoon, everybody. Happy holiday, Easter, whatever you believe in and want, or whatever you do. Great stuff. Great to have you here. I'm Lou. First thing I'm gonna do. I'm Lou. How do you do? So today, I'm glad. I'm glad we're looking forward to that. So the first thing we're going to do is say a quick hello to everybody before I start prattling on. Hi Jackie, hi Sarah, hi Yvonne, hi Julie, hi Sonia, hi Kim, hello Russell, hello Emma, so sorry. Maybe on your own, maybe with others with you. Hi Sue, hello Malcolm. This is beautiful there. Glynis, hello Blatherwick. Cheeky sod. Just been talking about you. Bet your ears were burning. Hello, Wendy. Philippa. Alright, me old mucker. Linda. Samantha. Good morning to you. Afternoon. Whatever. Hello, Emma. Loving that last bit. We got lift. Looks gorgeous. Hello, Elizabeth. Hello, Mary. Hi, Shell. Hi, Maria. Hi, Marcia. And hi, Liz. Hi, Sally. Susan, good afternoon. Wendy, good afternoon. So, great to have you here. First of things, I've got this little book. It's a great little book. It's a £5. I just wanted to constitute, tell you the difference, right? This one's a £5. Okay. I got this the other day. And this is a really quite a thin paper, but it's great for when you want to use watercolour and you're not worried. This one is, business. And the Big Daddy is this Dale and Rowner texture. This is the bomb, right? This is actually you get a lot dearer than this, but this is, let me explain. It is Dale and Rowner Aquafine watercolor paper jumbo pack. So why is it so good? Let me just show it. A3. Ready? 50 sheets, cold pressed. So it's got a bit of texture. Hot pressed means it's smooth. And if you don't understand that, the way I used to say it to the kids was, if you think an iron is hot, so what are you doing with an iron? Apart from that with your hand, you're smoothing it out. You're smoothing out, aren't you? So that's the way I used to sort of, it was a bit of an adage for the students, but it helped me understand it. So it's not, or they call it not or hot. So when you see paper that says not, it means it's not, think of it as not ironed. Get it? That's how I used to think. It could be all wrong, I don't know, but so it's really thick. It's 300 grams, so 140 pounds, in comparison to this one, which is 140 grams. Yeah, so it's half the weight. Don't look at that one because that's pounds. That one and that one, pound, that's grams, right? So it's the same. So it's basically just under half the weight of that and that. So this one was a £5, nearly £6, I think, which is, I think, it's brilliant. It's brilliant value because you're going to use this. This Big Daddy here, how much? I know I'll probably get someone who's on the internet now looking at it, but don't matter. Anyway, just to explain, this one is dear, this, isn't it? Well, this was £23. Now you think, oh my god, that's a lot of money. Or is it? Is it? Because A4, so I've got 100 sheets of A4. Aquafine texture paper down around it. I can get cheaper watercolour papers, 20 quid for 100 sheets, but they ain't going to be this. So A4 cut in half, you think I've got 200 A5 sheets. Now that's really good, and I know both sides are absolutely beautiful, really thick stuff. So I just wanted to tell you that. It takes pencils, brushes, pens, acid free, therefore it's built up the archival safe. I presume, I don't know for sure. 100% cellulose, responsible sources, so you know it's going to be okay, and 50 cold press sheets, so it is twice the size of A4. And it weighs a ton. Can you see it? So that was the big daddy. Oh, that was so exciting when I got that. So excited. Yeah, 25 quid. That's really good value, you know. Really. Oh, I've lost it. Right, this is annoying me now. Look, I've lost my ends off this. I don't need it at the moment. I'm going to turn it that way. Now, this is an old cutting mat that I got because it lost the feet, and I thought the feet were bloody. Oh, blooming finger. I'll just put them there for now. But you can get feet and stick them on. I know I had some black feet from Crafter's Companion for me, and I lost one of the foot. Well, it didn't have one of the foot, and I went to him and I said, I've lost one of the foot. They sent me a pack of 6. You can't fault that. You know, I didn't, no query, no moaning, no nothing. They'd sent it me, and I thought, yeah, you know, and I must admit, I've got no affiliation with Crafter's Companion, but I love their machine. That's my machine of choice. That's why I don't take it on a Chander, because, you know, I prefer to do my die cutting here. Right, I just want to show some of my little bits of my little inspiration. So this is when I look, when I do my stuff, I look at stuff in magazines and I look for inspiration and look basically for colours. I don't rip out for looking at photographs. I rip out for colours. There might be a strip of colour that I really like. The images aren't really for me, but I love the colours. So maybe you could start, you know, your own colour packs so that you can pick out colours, and then you put that in your book. So if you want to do colour harmonies with me at some time, this is a way of how we work it. So I wanted to show you that. So I've also got the colour wheel in here, which is brilliant. It's like that there, you know, the image is beautiful, but I'm not interested in the image as much as I am in the colours. So then I sit down with this and go, right, okay, we can play with it. Right, you get the drift, don't you? You get the drift. So, oh, I've got paper in here I could use. I might use that then. So in here I keep all the bits that I'm interested in. It might be a bit of, oh, that's in there, and the other mark making we did the other day, which was very popular. So today we're going to do a bit more mark making. We're going to sort of utilise it. I'm going to do it again so that you've got I won't let go in there. So you've got a different sort of take on it. But yeah, keep a little folder with your bits and bobs in, and keep the colours in. And on this particular piece of paper that I'm in love with is the Helen Terry one, and it was, I can't remember the exact name of it, but she did the beetle dress. That's it there, the beetle dress, and it was made out of beetle wings. All those little bits on the dress there were all beetle wings, and I actually got to photograph it as well. It was still behind the cupboard glass, but I managed to get into the actual house, and I was one day short of going into the wardrobe as well. Could have opened up the wardrobe, so we couldn't stay any longer, but that was just absolutely stunning. So things like that really inspire me. So today we're going to do some work. Some work we're going to do. Hello, Rachel's here. Rachel, yay! Right, so first thing we've got to do is get your mind sorted with some mark making. Now, oh, a bit of a smell. So the first thing you can do is pop down on a mat or anything you've got, a bit of paper, anything that you don't mind that you can take. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put on some masking tape. Now I'm using quite thick stuff for you. Now you can see I've also, this is what I keep this on, so I do this. So first things, I'm not going to do a lot of this because we're going to move on. So I'm just going to put not on each top of each other, but give it a little bit of space. Try not to. It doesn't matter if you wiggle it around and it gets creased, because it doesn't matter. Now I'll show you a couple of tricks today. So the first thing is I'm going to set off 3. Normally I do a full page, but I'm not bothered today. It's more or less A4 the other way. Oh, my neck, it's hot in here today. I've not got the heating on. Is it Sunday or Monday? Oh, it's Monday, isn't it? Because I had shows. Right. Oh, I'm not going to say any more, but thank you very much for everything. Got some great emails off you. I can't tell you how much that. What's happened? Oh, I'm still here. Oh, went off. I can't tell you how much that means, because those of you that know me realise it means a hell of a lot. So I'm going to go with black paint. You can choose any paint you want. You can choose dark colour. You can use a pen, a pencil. I'll show you what I mean. So if you've got some of the Secura markers, you can use these. The only thing you need to do is check that, yep, it works on them. So you can use these little fine markers. They're a good one to use. You can use the fine liner brushes. You can use you never late, Janet, never late pencils if you wish. You can use all of them. I just didn't want you to think it's just paint. I've got some paints out today. Mixing box, which I love. Been a while, but I tell you what, I am a bit annoyed at this here, and that is the fact that it's rusted onto my paints, and I'm not happy about that at all. So I suppose it's my fault, because I shouldn't have had them so tight, but hey yo. So anyway, I've got my watercolours. It's a cinnamon box. And I don't want to bore you with them. And they've got some new pens from Secura as well. These are the smaller ones, the new ones, to celebrate 100 years. Wow, 100 years. So anyway, let's get on. I'm going to use some paint first, and then I'm going to go straight on. So first thing I'm going to do is I really need to deflate, because I think it's I'm not in a bad mood or anything like that. I'm certainly not, because you know I'm very oh, marker pens are good. I'm very sort of at ease at the moment, especially because Mark's been so helpful with me. You know, his time off, and he's just spent it sort of doing all this with me, and yeah, doing all the lighting and stuff. You can use washi tape. Okay. Exactly. Yeah. If you get I'm just replying to Emma here. Emma, you get an old one. You can get a smaller one, an A4, and you can get them most. And when you finish with them in the kitchen, you can use them as great. I can mix my own paints on this. You see, grinding pigments. You see, and that's another one, because I need a glass on glass. So I need like I have a glass pestle and mortars type action. Yeah, I am recovering from that. So it is like, ooh, I need to come down. So yeah, a cheap, it doesn't matter as long as you don't use the side with all if the colour on the resin and the picture is caught inside it, that's fine. If it's on one of them, then remember that the side that's the transfer or picture or anything's on will influence underneath. So just be wary of that. That's why I've got this one, which is, I don't know if I can show it properly, but it's got etching on it. So the etching doesn't have an impact, but colouring thing is. This is where I cut down the masking tape into fine strips, which is something I'll show you in a bit. But that's for when I'm doing my placement on the pictures. So you can also use all your washi as well on this. You can make washi tape. sounds like you're just repeating yourself, I know. So the first thing you're going to do, drop your washi tape on the floor, no, is get yourself a little bit of paint. I've got some Mars paint here. Not Mars, it's Mars Black, because I like the black. I'm just going to put a little blob in my water colour palette. I don't need a lot, because I'm going to water it down. Come on. I'm going to water it down. I don't need it thick. I don't want it thick. But I do want some water with it. It doesn't matter that I'm mixing it with that. I've got a number 4 filament brush, and I'm just going to allow to get myself some. And we're going to do, right, the 4-2-4 relaxation. Don't be laughing at me now. This is true, this. We used to do it years ago in yoga. And then I heard it again on telly and it reminded me, and I'm like, right, I want to do it. 4-4-2 is you breathe in for 4, you hold it for 2, in through your nose for 4, hold it for 2, out through your mouth for 4. So it goes. That really relaxes you, believe it or not. So it's 4-2-4. In for 4 through your nose, hold for 2, out for 4 through your mouth. And you do it for about a minute and it really clears your mind. So I'm just going to do some lines. So I've got my masking tape out. You can change this and put paper strips down. You can do anything you want with it. But I'm doing it on a bigger screen so you can see. Hey, Tamara's here. Hey. So first thing to do, get your mark making tools, any tool you want. Remember, and just go with it. Pick and don't hold your paintbrush by the bottom, hold it by the top, so you've got less control. This is really disorientating for people who like control, because this really upsets you because you've got no control. Try holding it by the very tip. Don't get too much paint on though, because well, you can, it's yours if you want. Like that. I'm going to do some spirals, still holding it from the tip. The reason that is you've got less control and you've got more freedom of mark making. So I'm going to concentrate. I'm not going to do them really tight like I did, because I'll show you what I'm going to do for that in a minute. So just randomly go over the seams if you want. Now I'm going to do some in the middle. I'm just going to do, hold your paintbrush back just past the ferrule, and we're just going to go zigzags quite tight. Right, so now we're going to hold our brush. Now I only tell you 3s are important. That is your choice entirely. If you choose to use different types or numbers, it's entirely up to you. You don't have to abide by everything I say. I'm just giving you guidelines, the rest is up to you. So I'm just holding the paint brush. Let me show you a pen. How you use a pen, right? Use your paintbrush like that. This is detail, okay? Drawing, writing, shading. Remember I told you? So we're going to just, and if you've got a crappy paintbrush like this, you won't get the best results, but it doesn't matter. So we're putting in some little dabs. I don't get to do this on telly because I haven't got enough time. So do it in like random sort of parts, but then when you get to a part that you quite like, I know it sounds daft, but you'll know it, just put a few more in like that. So again, using it as I would writing, and you can see how it bends over. Now the reason that paintbrush bends over is because it was left in water, so if you don't want your paintbrushes to do this, but then switch it round so it'll go the other way. So sometimes these paintbrushes that you ruin are probably good ones, because you can get mark making with them and not worry about what you do with them. So now I'm going to be quite thoughtful. I'm going to take my time, and I'm going to do placement, so I've got quite well placed marks with if you can. I know you might not be able to, and that's fine if you can't. I want you to really just concentrate on feeling the brush, just nothing else but the way the brush feels in your hand. Now, why did I tell you to do that? The reason I told you to do that is you can see how uniform they are because I'm really concentrating. So you really get to feel what this feels like, and then you get to feel what your shoulder feels like. Yep, you can use absolutely use a non-dominant hand. It's a really good way of using this. Try it. Now, using a non-dominant hand, what happens is you have less control, fine motor skills. So you're less sort of fluid. Try it. When I learnt to marble, you had to be able to twist the feather and brush in your hand so that you'd got like different weight and lines and textures, so it'd roll. And that's how we used to do marble, and we used to sort of roll the brush like that. Okay, so we've got all these marks now. We've done quite random ones. What I'm going to do now is just step up a little bit now with some pattern and detail. Don't have to. I'm just going to go in with maybe just a, where we did the other day, where there's like might be spaces. I'm not going to spend all day doing this. Got things to do. So concentrate areas that have like that, a bit of darkness in there. Don't even think about where the join or your tape is, doesn't matter. So I'm looking for areas now that would benefit from, like we do when we're doing our moodles. So you can see now. So here we've got like a round one here. So if I just concentrate on lots more, it starts to look like a map. So this is the placement of the brush, like we would when we're shading, but just within that shape. And if you go outside the shape, it doesn't matter because no one knows. So there we go. So I'm just going to put in a few more. So you can see now we've got areas. Looks like a map from the sky. And then in this spiral, I think I'll do, I need a bit more paint than I know. spirals on top. Now I'm using a watercolour palette, so what I will do is make sure that any dried paint comes off there, because it doesn't help mixing. That's quite dark, and don't worry, come up here. So we've got areas where we've concentrated marks, areas where it's a bit more lighter. So and in the areas here we can put in a bit of a scrub. So what I'm going to do is just going to get in, oops, that, which is normally used it for glue. So I want light texture with this, so that's just going to go over the edges where, so we've got like mid-tones, we've got light, medium and dark, but anywhere that I want light and I want texture but not too dark, I'm going to go in with this. So you've got like a greyish form, and plus it covers the spaces that you want covered fast, because you might not want to be able to, don't want to sit there all day doing it. Now if you use a cutting mat like this, then as I've done on the other side, and you can see, I tend to just leave it then, and then I can just pull off the little bits when I want them to. Bear in mind, if you do a bit thick and a bit thin on your brush like that, you're going to get textures like light and dark that you can just wibble around, technical term. So this is the same technique that Matthew Palmer uses for his trees. But the only difference is we're not using it in that same way. So what do we do with this? Well, I'll show you in a minute. Give your brushes a good clean with black, because the worst thing is when you go back into a clean paint with this and you've got black on it, it will darken your colour. So we've got that. We're going to need to let that dry. So I'm going to pull that away for a minute now, and I'm going to take lots of colours. Okay, so I'm just going to put that down there. Nice clean area now. So I'm just going to do whatever you choose to do, wherever you want to do it. Now, I'm not worried where you do yours. You do it wherever you want. But what I want part of me to do is I want A4. I've got A4. I don't know if I'm going to fill it. I don't mind. Hi Jan, my affiliate page, if you give me 1 minute I can put it on after this to show you where it is, because I haven't put an affiliate page on with the paper yet. I wanted to buy it first. If it was any good I'd put it on, Jan, so if that makes sense. I didn't want to bang it on without knowing if it was any good, because that's not fair, so I thought I'd bang it on after. So I'm going to put it on straight away after this. So I've got a compass, and I'm just going to do this. Oh, you're more than welcome. It's really good to see you, Jan. And I'm just going to draw some circles because I can. There we go. Oh, come on with it. What you messing about at? Use your orbits if you want. So I've got some, that looks random. I actually quite like it skipping like that. One of the things when I did my stamp, you know, with the propeller, I noticed it skipped. So quite like the idea. I wish I'd have known about doing it like this, because it wouldn't have took me so long to draw it out, but ayo, life's like that. So I've got these random, get off. It's got these like random circles. I really like that. So I'm just going to do some skips. I'm not even moving this and it's flicking out. I need to tighten the screw, a bit like me, screw loose. Right, leaving it like that, don't want too much on there. So what we're going to do, we're going to subtract and abstract, right? Using the tape we've got, but not at the moment. So what I'm going to do now is look for any placement of shapes. I'm not bothered today about worrying too much about shape that I like, because it's all going to change in a minute. So now I could have done that in pen, but I didn't. And I'm going to go around these. Oh, come on. Oh, I know why. Oh, I know why. That's right. I don't think you'll see that very well, but I'll go ahead. It's a 0.5, so it's going to be very light. Oh, I need something like darker for you. You will not see it. I'll use this. Don't want a problem. Oh, it doesn't matter. It'll bleed. I don't care. Let's go for it. No? I realise this is quite a big sheet, but I can split it up easily into smaller areas, so I might do that in a minute. And it's a bit like the tape. Once I start to abstract it from the original, it starts to look very different. So, and again, if you don't like these round circles, then replace it with a shape that you like. And remember, it always looks better with a wobbly line, because any really rubbishy lines look purposeful. You can leave some that look pretty good. That does not look good, so that's going to be wobbly. Okay, so quite happy with that. I like the way it's moving across. You've got different. How can you have so many rubbers and run out of them all at once? It's just ridiculous. I just think it's a skill that I've got, using rubbers. Now bear in mind, the pen I've used is not watertight, water resistant, so I may get some spillage, and by spillage I mean that it'll darken the colour of the colours that I'm using, if I choose to use colour. If I don't. But yeah, I was really impressed with your work the other day. It was like, wow. I showed Mark it and it was like, what? Yeah, and the new header is Jane's work, and it was like, first one I saw and I thought, what? So yeah, I didn't even ask her, I just put it on. So I think I need some more of these. I don't know what's happening with this, but anyway. So we're at this point now. Now you can use colour in it in any way you want. You can do really fast colour with it, really simple shapes within here, or anything you want. But what I don't want you to do is just think too long over it. Go in and outside of your circles. So you might come out of there, but then come straight out over here. And the one thing you do need to do is just keep it sort of as straight as you can with a ruler. So you might then, you look at it and you think, oh, some of these are quite light, so I'm just going to go straight down and out again. So this is going to be a main one here, maybe this one as well, or this one. So take some sections, you see, and then there's a section in there that's very different to the circle section. Maybe you want to bring that one to there. Maybe I can just see this one working here, so if I put that one there and then put my pen on the dot, no, it ain't going to work. Yeah, it will. So it's like, you know, string it, like display this. Oh, is it? It's not displacement. Refraction in water, like that. So here, I think we need something that's going to just. That's it. So we've got lots of random shapes, lots of them, lots and lots and lots and lots. So, right, now comes the, ow, this bit. So what we're going to do now is, we're going to, now I cut shapes out of mine, you don't have to, you can rip. You don't have to do, like I say, any of the stuff I want to do. So I'm just going to get a knife. You don't need a knife, you can rip. So by rip I mean just take a bit and rip a piece. So do a bit here, pull away, thin, pull away, thin. Okay, so you can do this. So I'll show you a couple of different ways. So when you're ripping, you pull towards the middle, away from the rip, and you'll get a better rip. Okay, because if you pull away, you're going to rip to the edge. That means you'll get a shorter one. So little tips on ripping. Okay, now the action of it sticking down and then peeling up makes it curl. So just mindful of that. My finger's so sore. Cut the nail just, it went right down to wick, so it was all painful. Right, so keep that there. Going to pull to the middle and then back out, middle out, middle out, middle out. Hey, there we go. Good in. Still a bit thick for me, but never mind. So middle out, middle out, middle out, middle out, middle out, middle out. There we go. Another one. Okay. Oh, I've got itchy nose. Now I've got a full piece there, which is one that I want. So I've got that one as well. So I'm only going to use them. I'm not going to use them all, but just to show you how to, if you wanted, this is the other way I use them, is get the flat edge, get steel rule. Oh, right, I'm keeping that, an eye on that to see how wide it is, because it's hard to see on this. So if I just show you now. So you see we've got lots of different ways. Oh, you didn't see that. So here is one cut. Two. And three. I prefer the straighter edge. I do like this when I'm doing landscapes. I love this when I'm doing landscapes because this looks like tree bark, and you can do trees with that. So let's get our picture back. you know, if you think that that looks like a tree trunk, so when you're doing pictures it looks quite good like that. So the first thing I'm going to do is follow some of the lines I've got. Leave the ends on, doesn't really matter. Oh, rip that. So here, overlap, put your finger at the edge to go straight. That goes straight. You might want to extend this, I think it'd look nice extended. Pop your finger on it. Does it? No, I do prefer it like that. Then any little bits, don't throw them away because you'll be surprised how you need them. So get some other bits now. This is the thicker piece. And you can keep one area sort of the line sticker. So I'm going to chop these off in a minute. So if you like that, but you don't want to, like this, if you just stick that bit and that bit, you can cut the rest of it off, you see. So we've got that. Now, if you wanted some more sort of pattern happening, what I would suggest you do is just, I'm putting those shapes that I've got now in some of the other new, you know, keep them there because they're nice trees. Here's another one that's wiggly. So you look for an area that you want it on and then think, right, okay, I'm going to do the whole lot here. Now whether I keep it stuck down, that's another thing. Just fold it over. You can chop it off if you want, it's entirely up to you, but you can start to build areas that maybe you want more in. So what I'm going to do is just put these different tapes in a shape. So let's go for that here. No, leave that there. So here, let's go for a full shape. Oh, come on. This might be that you want one pattern. Be careful you don't do what I'm doing and sticking it all together. So not if I want that actually. I think get rid of that bit there. See, the only difference with this one is that this one, come on, it's got similar patterns. Right, so now I look at that and I've got a right old mess, yeah? Totally agree. So now what I'm going to do is just chop. I know there's a circle there. So I'm just going to cut off shapes that I don't want. Can you use a compass? Don't think this is cutting very well because I've been cutting all sorts with this, so I'm afraid to say I might cut all the way through the paper, but I don't mind. I'll leave it at that. I think I might go a bit pear-shaped with this here. I'm not careful. Aha! There we go. So you'll be getting the idea, aren't you? You're getting the idea. I'm just filling in some of the shapes with it. Getting rid of all these extra bits I've got here. I don't have to end like this, because what you can do now is abstract it again. And by that I mean you can take off you know, areas that you might want to use and areas that you don't want to use. At the moment I don't want to use it like that because it's not interesting me at all. So now what I'm going to do is just what you should be prepared to do. Silver bark, I've got some artwork on silver bark. It's like the picture I took of the impact on the environment man has. I did one on bark as well. There we go. That interests me more. And so does that. So again, abstraction is where you take element out of its form, its beginning context. I'll take it away from something. So out of the two, I'm liking this one here. So it's very, very simple. I'm going to turn it, put that there. Because let me just show you what I mean by trees. You see, that way on the canvas they look like trees, different shapes, and there's one where I've done it in white and looking through the glade in a more arboretum of the Lost Soldier, and it's beautiful. And I didn't want to paint it, so I did it in masking tape to create an image based on that. It really does work, even on canvases, where you're looking through all these and there's all colour in the background. But I've got the original picture. I'm going to show it in the next few days. So there we've got this here. We've got this manic mark making exercise. Just going to pull that off. Put that to one side because I'm not wasting it because I really like it. But if you do want very thin strips and slithers, you know, you can do that here. Now if there's parts of these that you don't want on, just go straight to where you want them and chop them off. I need a new blade. Yes I do. Should be sawing at it like this. See, that's better. Once you start to clear up the bits you don't want, you start to see it does look better. This one looks a bit lost here. So just by cutting that down, sorry you didn't see it, and just putting a thinner one down, I already like it better. See, by just slimming some of the lines down, they're already now, it's more pleasing to me. That's better. That's more pleasing to me than it was before. And then there's a little bit here, just thinking that, perhaps, there, that's coming in and out, that's even better. Got a little bit here, I don't think I need it, but is there anywhere I could put it? Maybe in this gap here, because I went a bit too, there, that's better. I went a bit too sort of gung-ho with the knife. And again here. Okay, So anywhere here, now I've got that. I could also, if I wanted to, and I wanted to be a bit clever, I could just try and cut out a semicircle or a slither or whatever you want to call it and see if that'll fit in there better. Yeah, and then just whack that off there so it looks like part of it. That's better. I'm happy now. Don't like that bit. Do a bit more to fill in that bit. You don't have to do this, you know, don't be put off by this, you know, don't want everyone thinking, oh, I don't want to do that. Don't do it if you don't want to. It's just me. It's just like little areas that annoy me now. And although you think I'm dead messy, it's actually quite annoying when they're not straight. Quite like that one though, because we can deal with that one, because I like that one. But it's when I don't want them like that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to start with pattern. Now bear in mind, this pen is not waterproof, so I'm going to have to be very, very careful with water. I might leave some when I use this pen, just black and white. So I'm just looking for small areas now, maybe in here, where I'm going to leave it black and white, just with patterns, because now it takes on a different meaning and a different look, because you didn't know that was part of it before. It now looks like that's the main part and this has nothing to do with it. So you're changing the dynamics of it as well. So quite like that. Got all black all over me, so and again, this part here, I need something maybe in here. Now if you do make a big boob, or whatever you want to call it, masking tape is great to hide a multitude of sins. So if you do make a big codswallop, or whatever you want to call it, then all you do is put this on top and you can't see it. So some areas, I think I'll pick this one here. So I'm just going to do what I've already done. The reason I'm drawing it this way is I can keep it straighter than doing it the other way like that. So if I do it the other way like that, it'll tend to get rounded. You end up like that, and that. Again, the first sight of this was the important piece, but now we've changed it to that bit being the important piece. And I think here we could do it the opposite way as well. So we've now got impact outside these circles and filling these circles and inside and outside. So yeah, entirely up to you. I should really use my thinner pen, because if I'm going to put any colour on this, if we use that pen it will run. You can use your fine liners if you wish. So I'm just going to see what it, just where's me come out wherever you are, come on. Today I have got some work for next week. Oh, I found a massive big rubber, look at that one. I've got some work to do for the next shows, but I haven't got the stuff for them, which is par for the course actually. I'm not used to doing that now. I don't even know what I was doing at the weekend, but you know. Well, anyway, so I was gonna just do the edge of this with a bit of emery board, but I can't find it, so I'll use another pen. This will do me number 2. So these don't run, so I won't have the effect of the others. So here I'm going to put in Let me see here now. I like this zigzag, but I want the zigzag to be outside and I want something softer to be inside. So maybe I'd like to do right. So I've put some writing in that. What I'm going to do is just change it slightly. Move my board around. Why did I move my board around? How pathetic am I? Just move your paper around. I don't even believe I did that. So right, so what you can do is if you do it that way and then you do it that way and then change over and do it diagonal, it creates a really interesting pattern that's perhaps, I think the last two lines when you do it this way, I think if you do it quite large, it even going backwards, if you can write backwards, some people can't. Non-dominant. I'm writing quite large now. Oh, well, you can tell. There we go. So it now looks like that, which is quite a different one. Just write anything, write one word. Just write, you're thinking too much, just write the first thing that comes in your head. Yep, I've got some from a silver birch where I've got the actual paper and we've pulled it apart. Me and my nephew did it for homework. He was doing different cultures and we used it as a paper. It was really cool. So here I'm just going to write the sun is shine, and that's all I'm going to write. It was snowing. Right? If you're thinking too much, you will not be able to write. You don't need to write anything that anyone knows anything about. Just write anything. Just write anything. You could write your shopping list. You could write anything that random comes into your head. You don't have to. It doesn't have to have a meaning. No one's going to read it. You could write, I need to clean the loo today. Oh, my curtains look manky. Oh, I need to write this. You don't have to worry about what you're writing. If you start to overthink it, you've had it. You've had it. So here, I'm just going to put on some colour. So I've just got a little bit of pink, so I'm going to use a pink today, and I'm just going to go straight in with some pink, some big areas, and I'm letting it granulate because I want it to granulate. I'm not going in with any other colour bar pink or pinky red or whatever you want to call it. Now this is another abstraction like we did the other day when we spent the time doing the mark making and then using it on our work. This is exactly the same, but only we have now created washi tape, masking tape, whatever you want to call it, with mark making, and then made it into separate shapes, drawn shapes, and then used our own mark making, which is writing, on another area, but not so that you notice it. If you find that you can't write and you really can't write, well, one of the easiest things is just get a book out and write the passage in it. As long as you're not going to publish it, it shouldn't be a problem. So here I'm getting smaller areas and I'm just getting a thinner brush and I'm just going straight in with colour. I didn't even pick this colour, it just sort of happened. So here, and then we'll look at this area here because it's quite got a lot of impact. So don't forget, it doesn't end here. You can now add pattern to this a bit as well. So you've got a lot of lessons here. The last few days you've had some sort of real mark making exercises and art making, mark making, abstraction, subtraction, subtracting elements from your work, superimposing things. These are all things that I teach in a lesson environment. So it's very therapeutic. So I've gone for a bright pink, just so you can see it a bit easier, like that. And in here, you know, if you wanted to, you could put a wash. So hardly any colour. Radiates out, but it's there. However subtle, it's there. So you're making a difference between what's on the paper, inside and outside these circles and patterns and stuff. So in there, the circle again, I don't want that to be the whole, I want it to be light here because of the I want the dark to maintain that, but then I would go over with my pen as well, don't forget, to make patterns inside. So here we could look at light or dark. And take some of that off so it's a bit lighter. That's better. and then use your brush again, because the brush is the ones that made the lines in here, and you can just, that's not enough. And then wash them out very lightly so they're hardly visible. There we go. So we've got real fine lines happening there. And then what I think, because it's got a lot of pattern and colour and whatever going on, I think if we bring it back just by doing little blobs of colour here, I think that really helps it. Now, not exactly the same sort of moodle, but we've gone through all the skills now. So we've got mark making, abstraction, all these different things, keeping a monotone feel throughout the whole thing and making it sort of work with the mark making circles, with the late lines and everything else we've done, whereas we did one right through the middle the other day. This one is making it work for us. So yeah, it's a real simple little test, this, of freeing yourself up, and that's one of the real godsends of art, is it really frees us up. And once you can get past that, it has to be straight, perfect thing. You see the world in a very different way, especially when you're making your own artwork. So short and quick today, although we've done a lot. We've made masking tape with this way, we've made all this stuff with this. I do know that other people are on today. I think Leonie's got a Facebook Live as well. So I think there's lots of people got different things on. So I'm not going to stay all day. I just wanted to give you a basic, all the basic ideas about light and dark, about mark making with different tools, as we did the other day, mark making, our own mark making with words. I do feel that looking at this now, that this really needs, it's like one on its own. So if I start to write tiny now here, and even if I can't fit writing on, if I just do squiggle like writing, it doesn't matter. I'm not even writing anything, I'm just putting squiggles that look like writing on it. And I'm going to make it look like that over there, hence it won't look so lonely and out on the limb. So if I do it there, I think doing it there, I think if I just do tiny bit here, and it's wet, so it's going to bleed. Just show you what I mean. So it adds that nice touch to it. So thank you very much. Only a quick live today. I'm so glad you're liking this, freeing it up. And it has got, depending on the impact of the paint colour you use, or you use black and white, it's entirely up to you. But you've got another way of making your own masking tape, don't forget. Any colours you want, your own washer. If you've got washi tape now and it works with this, you know, there's nothing to stop you sort of saying, well, there you go, putting a little bit of washi on it as well, run it through the middle of another so you've got a line, cut this down as well. So yeah, this is only the start. I do appreciate your time and your support. I hope, I'm going to take that off because it's not going to stick, but even on your own washi tape, put it on your own washi tape, you get a different colour, especially if you try and draw back onto it like this, all the shapes that are underneath. Anyway, I'll be on forever. I've got loads of work to do. I've got some stuff to do. I've got my colour charts to make, but mostly I've got artwork, yay! And yeah, my own stuff, my colour swatching for my own makes. So yeah, so thank you so much. I do appreciate you all, you know that. And I will see you tomorrow, back to normal, where we'll go for a colourful doodle moodle. Anyway, have a wonderful day. Thank you, and I will see you later. Bye.